Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Tuesday. And you know how you can tell that it was a stay at home and get stuff done day? I wore my t-shirt with the typo that I don't wear out in public. It says, I don't, it is supposed to say, I don't always crochet. But wait, I do. Yes, I do. But there's a little bit of a problem with the words there. So, the word, always. So, it's a stay at home and work shirt. The last time we checked in with the Penguin Grammy, she was facing a very long to-do list. And she made a video talking about that to-do list, hoping that it would keep her accountable to her subscribers so that when she checked in again, she would have to be able to say, yeehaw, I got a ton of stuff done. Well, guess what? Yeehaw, I got a bunch of stuff done. It was good. It was a good day yesterday. One thing I realized when I showed you the cow that I made from the kit, the cows, I made this one from the kit, I made this one with my own yarn. And this one, the yarn is sort of, it has a weird texture. It's sort of scratchy, rough and scratchy, and it matched some yarn that I was sending out to someone as part of a Mystery Yarn Challenge package. But it was like, I'm not sending somebody this yarn. Well, I figure if somebody actually picks up this cow and feels it, and they're okay with that, then they can get it. But I am not going to inflict scratchy yarn on someone in a Mystery Yarn Challenge package. So I realized that I never really did a review of this crochet kit. And I'm not really prepared for the review because to do the review I should be able to tell you how much I paid for the kit. And I'm going to have to look that up on Amazon and put over there. But I liked it. I liked the kit. The yarn, this is how much I had left over of the let's see, I think they called this one khaki. They had khaki and beige, which I pretty much used up, beige for the horns, and a little bit of black for embroidering the nostrils on the nose. And I still have a lot of that left, which I will use for embroidering other items. It was a 3.5 millimeter hook. My favorite is 3.75, so that's pretty close to favorite. I compared it to some of my other hooks, and it's maybe like a quarter of an inch shorter. So it's not like some of the Temu hooks that you can get that are like really short. They're like almost an inch shorter. So nice yarn, nice hook. The pattern itself was okay. The original pattern, written on a 4-fold little booklet, was pretty tiny. But if you went to the Crochet Box website and have the code from the booklet, you can download the pattern in full page format. So this is probably about 12 point instead of 6 point. The only problem is they left off the last page. The pattern that you could print off was a 4-page PDF. I printed off page 1, which had the picture, and page 3, which had the pattern. Page 2 was just abbreviations and basic, this is how you read a pattern. I know that. I got that. I don't need it. But there was a page 4 in the folded pattern that gave you the last paragraph of how to do the hair. Okay, I've made 2 of them. I know how to do it. I don't need that last paragraph. But they get points off for that. I would definitely watch for more of their kits to be on sale on Amazon because they do have a few cute kits. This one I really, really, really liked. I've had my eye on this one on Temu and maybe Shine. I'm not sure, but I was always like, I'm not going to place an order. And then after I ordered it on Amazon, I did place a Temu order, which, let's see, today is what? Today is the 17th. Between the 20th and the 22nd, I'm supposed to get another Temu order with more kits because I was bad. I bought more kits when I said I wasn't going to. Okay, so I would recommend this kit. I'd say that it would be good for a beginner because the yarn is easier to work with. It doesn't snag. It's not a tiny little hook. The instructions were pretty easy to follow. Oh, excuse me. I didn't have a nap today, but I thought I was still pretty wide awake. Just fairly easy. I mean, it's a basic round shape. And then you do have to work into both sides of the chain for the muzzle, which is pretty common when you're making a flat oval like this. But I think there were pictures that helped to illustrate that. And the bangs themselves, the fringe, what should we call it, the hair, that was pretty easy too. I think the hair worked up better in their yarn than it did in this. I mean, this guy has the wind-blown look. And I keep trying to, like, stay. It stays for a little while, but not very long. So, there's my review of that kit. Then my review of yesterday. I got stuff done. I got on the computer. I got all of the previous videos updated with links and all that jazz. I got progress made on making hotel reservations for my next out-of-town show. It's been on my list for a while, and I didn't get around to doing it. So when we go down to visit my daughter and I do a craft show down there, there's a hotel that's like probably less than a mile as the crow flies, but about a mile and a half from our house. Only takes a few minutes to get over there. They don't have openings. They don't have any rooms available on Saturday. So we have to stay at that place on Friday night and then zoom over to the craft show from there. And then after the craft show, we have to go over to the mall, which is about 20 miles away, and check into a hotel over there for Saturday night. That's what I get for waiting to the last minute, for ignoring things on my to-do list. I got birthday gifts for my granddaughters taken care of. Part of birthday gifts that my daughters have asked for is contributions to a college fund for the girls. So for their birthday, they get a little gift and they get a college donation. So I finally got that taken care of. I scheduled the ones. I scheduled the birthday that's later in September. I scheduled the birthday that's in October. So I got that all done. And I got around to making a few things on my restock list because of stuff that I sold at my last craft show. Okay, I should get him first. First of all, I had started a project. I was working on a dinosaur at the show, and I made the green body for the dinosaur. So then while I had the green yarn out, I started on a micro octo, and I just finished him up yesterday because he was just sitting in my craft bag, and I was emptying out the craft bag, I cleaned out the car, brought everything in. So I brought in the craft bag and I was emptying projects and yarn out of the bag. It's like, I need to finish this guy. And I did. Then as long as I had the green yarn out, my happy and sad coffees were selling well. I just got a sale on Etsy. I just saw cha-ching. Okay, I have to wait until after the video to find out what it was. But I will put a little thing up here to tell you whether it was just a pattern or whether it was something ready to ship. I'll tell you later once I find out. But you guys have my sole attention right now. Okay, as long as I was on a kick, a coffee kick, I made a blue one too. So now I have 2 coffees made up. Then, woohoo, I finished another Aliyasaurus. This is the one where my granddaughter picked out the colors. So I have to get this one into the light box with the other 2, get pictures of the 3 of them together, and update the Etsy listing. Boy, he's getting washed out by the light. Come on now. Hey, oh well. I will take a picture of the 3 of them together and like put it up here so that you can see without the glare of the lights. And then one more thing. Which way's up here? Okay. I had this weird fuzzy yellow yarn. I think it's called Giovanni. I got it in a yarn gift maybe 10 years ago. And I have made projects with it over the years. I know I made a bunny, like a bunny lovey. I made a one of the princess blanket dresses, and I still have stuff left over from it. So I combined it with some black yarn, and I made a little loaf cat, a tiny little loaf cat. Looks more like a mouse. I don't know, but I'll just put it in. I'll probably put it in my $5 bowl, and I used up the yarn. That was the victory. The victory was not in producing a perfect little project. The victory was in using up the yarn. So today, I've still been crossing things off. I did start my Boggy Creek blanket, but it's up by my chair, so I can't show you. And I don't usually show you things until I finish them. Just, I don't know. If I was here showing you, here's a work in progress, here's a work in progress, here's a work in progress, it'd take up a lot of time. So I like to show you stuff once it's done. So I am working my way through the Boggy Creek blanket, my Mystery Yarn Challenge Triceratops, my Whippet 924 fingerless gloves, and I have a bear that is like, there's a bag with the yarn and the pattern, but I haven't started it yet. And my to-do list is down to such a nice, condensed, workable list. So, yes. Okay, but now I have to check and see what I sold on Etsy because, oh dear, I need to make a note in my day planner that I have 3 items on custom order that I need to get going on too. They are not needed until Christmas time, but I'm going to start getting busy with, like, there's a craft show a week from Saturday, and then there's another show a week after that, and then I think I'm off for a week, and then I have another show, and then there are 2 more shows in November. So things are going to get busy. In fact, there's one point in November where I'm doing a Thursday, Friday show, and then a Saturday show. So 3 days in a row. I really don't know how the Thursday, Friday show is going to go. I've never done this one before. I've never done like a show that's during the day. Yes, I have. I've done a few during the day on a weekday. They usually don't go all that well. But this is to support a local ministry that I think that people who follow the ministry may be visiting the sale in order to support them. So, a lot of shows coming up. It's okay. I've got a lot of inventory. I've got a lot of stuff I would like to clear out of my closet. So, hopefully that's what will happen. Okay, I have about half an hour before I start on dinner. Tonight's dinner is tomato pie and steamed green beans to use up the plethora of tomatoes and green beans that my husband has brought in from the garden. Tomato pie is this, you fry up the ground beef with onions and then you add chopped, like you chop and skin the tomatoes and let them drain while you're doing the beef. Then you mix the beef and the tomatoes together with some cheese and mayonnaise and spices. Put it in a pie crust, which I have a recipe for a gluten-free pie crust that I use, and bake it for about half an hour so the cheese gets all melty and all the flavors blend. And it's one of my husband's favorites, especially when we have a lot of fresh tomatoes from the garden. So that's that. Okay, so I have about half an hour to play with yarn before I have to go to the kitchen and start cooking. So, bye-bye. I'm going to go play with yarn.